3. That many of what we even call high life songs are reggae and R&B songs. In essence, that is number 4. In essence, the aforementioned barriers which are being broken need to be broken by award schemes in Ghana. Number 5. What hasn't been touched yet is gospel. Hence, Wara, CCTV are conveniently high life, and Akese Brimpon's No Weed is gospel, not reggae. Number 6. Do I say high life is the most accommodative genre, or it is the sacrificial lamb, since perceived gospel, Afro pop, R&B, or any confused genre is conveniently tagged high life, or we have not explored high life enough, or we do not know what constitutes high life. Number 7. How would or should we react if one day Akese Brimpon is crowned Reggae Dancehall Artist of the Year in Ghana, or an Amachi Dede song wins Reggae Dancehall Song of the Year based on the indicators above? Number 8. How have base awards, for instance, classified reggae dancehall songs? Artists like Akese Brimpons, the Kobe Mantes, who are non-reggae dancehall artists in their scheme. Do such artists compete favorably with the rest? Why are they classified as alternative? Number 9. Now, who sets the agenda? How knowledgeable are they? Have they or are they helping our music? What does the future hold? Number 10 is a long dash. I'm sure it is going all the way to Matahe Kotema, where he lives. Some facts and figures, still on the high life category definition. Thanks to Israeli and the interview with Professor John Collins, opening so many activities that we have to look at this morning. Prof.
Yes, sir.
Bokodi. Minyadeng. Enra manante minim se no na ma me yesadia. Okay. Enra me dilate papa be one hoba bi kana me nai.
Sorry.
Ena masa so better. Pato ranking no.
Because me now for bebre won mo call VGMA. Later on no be nya code nti.
I then I money causes.
I don't know, some say commotion, pepper spray,
and then from money museum.
And also, say as a home foul. As a man for try some bear my hand on the
Prof, I had no mantic.
So, what else would be? You can say report to the Literal Nation before going. I asked for ding.
Prof, so unim kojo antunyo mi. O se enfamenko ho makomeisa. Minti mistandi.
Fall down.
What you posted?
Yes,
timeline.
I hardly wake up early morning and to rant or make sense on social media.
You are not like the other guy.
I hardly do that, but sometimes when something strikes you, as a writer, if you don't put it out there or spew it out, it just bottles up in your next. So I had to just put it out there just to get the conversation going. Of course, I'm not a music blogger, neither am I an expert in music. I'm just a consumer of music and sometimes promoter of what music that hits me. And definitely once I'm in this space of our entertainment space, I also need to help set the agenda and then get the narrative going, to set the discourse ongoing. And I'm happy at least when I made the post, a number of others also picked it up and then the conversation kept on going. But of course, this is something that has gone on over a while, and I broadened it a bit, looked at how we classify our music. Because whether we like it or not, it becomes difficult in our space to really classify our music. And unfortunately, the award schemes are those that are defining our music for us. The award schemes are those that are defining our music for us. What constitutes high life, this and that. Because when Ghana Music Awards started, there was high life. Later, they realized that for young Ponces and who were coming, so they classify what we call the contemporary high life.
Exactly.
Then there was a time there was hip life, and then there was hip hop. Later, it has to be put together. Later, high life, contemporary high life had to be put together. Gospel, I mentioned, hasn't suffered that much. Gospel has been gospel. There was reggae, hip life, or what you call raga now, reggae,
gospel.
reggae, what we call it, reggae dancehall in the mix. So whether we like it or not, and the music awards are setting the agenda. They are helping shape our music. And when these things happen, the conversation keeps on going, and AFCO has fought this fight over a long time. And of course, as they see, the last straw was just the Ghana Music Awards. Shatta wins Highlife Song of the Year. Of course, when the nomination came, people talked about it. 3 Music Award also classified my level as Highlife. Ghana Music Award repeated it. So then definitely anybody consumer of music knows that then it is Highlife, because 2 different boards can't be wrong. But still, why are people contending that it is Highlife? That's not the only one. CCTV, Wara and Gu, which some even believe is gospel. You get it? It's gospel. So my argument was that if it's gospel, if they can put any other song that people believe not to be Highlife, even in Highlife, and then those that they believe is gospel but won't place it in gospel. I'm not saying this to be fair, but I'm a gospel promoter myself. Why wouldn't they put it in it? And if they had put CCTV in gospel, if they had put Wara in gospel, would the gospel fraternity accept it? Wouldn't there be pandemonium?
No.
Yes.
They will ask questions.
They will ask questions. Good. But Highlife is suffering because now songs that in the past, in the same award schemes, were Afro pop, Afro whatever, now are all finding their way into what? Highlife. For convenient purposes, you don't know, are finding their way into what? Highlife. And the bigger thing, yes, if it hits the dancehall, reggae dancehall fraternity, how accommodative are they going to be? Because if you check musicians who are doing pure reggae, forget, of course, these are people who also even believe that gospel shouldn't be a genre. They should place them in wherever they belong. I specifically mention Akesi Brimpong because you know what he stood for. He does pure reggae, though it is gospel.
Yes.
So shouldn't we be nominating Akesi Brimpong also in reggae gospel? And if it's an artist who is so endowed, he does so well, can you imagine Akesi Brimpong becoming gospel, what do you call it? Reggae dancehall artist of the year in Ghana over Shatta Wale, Stonebwoy, Samini and Co. How would they react?
This is a serious question.
Yes, how would they react? Okay. And then the other thing, there's also that argument. Of course, Bulldog heralded it. Oh, Shatta winning the Highlife Song of the Year. That is okay. But he continues not a Highlife artist. Good. But back to Base Awards. Base Awards sets the agenda for reggae dancehall in this industry. They have their own award scheme. I think, but for last year, which it didn't come on, I think it's been consistent for I think the past 5 years. They always nominate what we call the alternative reggae. So that Akesi Brimpongs have won and all that. Why don't they compete?
Nasi has even been nominated before.
Why don't they classify them as reggae artists but alternative or alternate reggae? Then it tells you that look, it may seem to be, but it is not. You get it? So something that seems to be, which is not, should be considered as what? Alternate. Should be considered as alternate and not allow them to what? Compete favorably with what? Those that we have. But of course, the larger conversation is that we are unable to define our music genre. Check Highlife. Professor Collins is saying my level is 99, it's purely Afro dancehall. Rexomar comes and say, oh, okay, yes, it is 99%, 90% Highlife. So I think that made that post. So I went to comment. 90% so the 10% is what? And then he came to say it's a Shatta and the modernization. Yes, of course. I don't know. Maybe it was in a no. You get and yes, of course. Mr. Simon sat in this very seat I was in. I remember in the very seat we were in and we were pushing him to define. Tell us.
Arnold was very disappointed in him.
Yes, to define what Highlife is, and we all struggled. He struggled, I struggled. No, I sat at home listening. I struggled to what?
Understand him.
No, to be convinced.
Okay.
Yes, because yesterday I wrote on Nana Yaredu's under his post that look, what I've observed is that almost everybody will define it
in their own way.
To suit
their interest.
And a path they've charted. Do you get it? That's why yes, Bulldog will define or will, I know he's been on that agenda. Like high life is broad. Define, oh, yes, my level is high life based on this and this and this and that. You get, so like, there's a larger conversation we need to elicit. And I was also happy Sadiq came in, and I already came in that look. we have a team that says this agenda, like broad consultation, a show, we put it together in panel people to look at, but look, we've talked and workshops have been done and done and done. So who gets that education? Who gets that education? If I get that education, does it trickle down to the things that will help us understand? Because look, whether you like it or not, our award schemes are the major agenda setters. Whether we like it or not, you can. Hafko is here. He can claim to be doing high life, doing everything, but if his song is not considered high life, and it's considered by award scheme, and that is what we follow. So that's what in every industry, award schemes are major stakeholders. Are major stakeholders. Look,
they are the definitive factor.
They are part of it, but I won't say whole. Because even in the film industry, if you are talking about national cinema, a film industry in Ghana without an award scheme, then there is a big problem or hole created. So whether you like it or not, award schemes are definitive factors. That's why if a musician is not continuously getting nominations in 3 music awards or Ghana Music Award, we think the person's career is dead. Whether you like it, that's why every musician will do everything possible to get in there.
Okay.
Yeah, so I believe, yes, this is where the conversation needs to go. It needs to go. They need to broaden.
So as it stands now, we are just going to sit down, wait for the award organizers to bring their definitions every year, then we go by the tide.
Unfortunately, that's what is happening. Hey. Because look, whether we like it or not only my level, but all the other
categories,
we tend to play chess with them. There was a time Afro pop was a major category in the Ghana Music Awards. I think so, Afro pop. One of the last time Afro pop. Now they can do. Now even all the Afro pop they are doing, they are all high life. Why do we worry ourselves with Afro pop? But you go back 5 years ago, 6 years ago, and what is happening now was also there. But some they had a way of what.
Okay, Prof. So let me play the devil's role here. Okay. Now that it is also obvious that music is evolving, almost every generation brings in something new to the kind of songs we are enjoying. Are you sure we are going to be very stiff or strict to just one definition for decades?
No, we can't be. We can't be. That's why the agenda setters. In my 9.9, I said, yes, who are setting the agenda? How knowledgeable are they? Do you get it? What does the future hold? Yeah. It's all about education and the power to convince people. Do you get it? Because Ghana Music Awards, you can pick maybe the 5 board members and push them, because they tell you the board does a category. They know. Because once you sit over, then we understand that you have the knowledge. Unless there's an expert group, you get expert group of musicians, and we can probably consider that expert group of musicians who have a basic or major knowledge in music classifications. I will even probably recommend, because Marco Kreku Mante is a very notable figure in this industry, and he has expert knowledge in high life, any other genre, because he will tell you his background is not even high life from the yes. So what stops most of these award schemes? The board is not the all-knowing. They don't know it all. If the Professor Collins and co are there, can't you form an expert group outside the board? You get probably to classify, these are the songs that are popular, we want to nominate. Can you help us classify these? No, you get, so when these issues come.
But why are we also thinking Professor John Collins? He knows it all.
No,
why are we also thinking like
some? I have never said, I mentioned Marco Kreku Mante. No, but look.
No, you mentioned we should go to them. That's why I'm asking that.
No, it's just a suggestion. No, but in Ghana, if you are talking about musicologists, you can't take him out of it. He's followed Ghanaian music from the 50s till now. He's written copiously about it.
He might have followed, but if he's also not abreast with the new trends?
Good. So that is why he's not the only person going to be on it. I'm not recommending him in a way.
Okay.
I just mentioned because whether I like it or not, why is he talking? He's a stakeholder. And you know, the mistake we make, we think, oh, now things are changing, contemporary, so it should all be just the new people on the block, the new kids on the block. You may be mistaken. So that's something worth noting, worth discussing. I am also helping set the agenda. Yes, you can, through Music Awards, you can have all your under 40 board members. Beautiful. You may have experts there. What they do is that, oh, help us classify these songs and then give a justification. You get it? If it's documented, like this issue came, we know, oh, this is what the expert group agreed on, and based on this, the board nominated this. Nobody will be hating. So for me, yes, that's what I am partly in academia, and I believe if this is done, there should be a justification for everything. Because today you can pick 4 board members from 3 music awards and let them tell you why, let's say, my level or CCTV is Highlife. You may have different opinions. Because sometimes, yes, they go in there, they base it on hunch. I believe, oh, it is because it sounds like, oh yeah, I agree. There is cocoa in it, so it is there. Someone say, well, we reggae crowd, so cocoa. You get it? So there's a later conversation we need to have. Otherwise, yes, in Ghana, our music identity
will be missing.
It will suffer. It won't get missing because there's always something new coming out
to replace.
Yes, to replace something. But
all right, thank you, Professor Mike Yamwa. So, guys, if you also followed that discussion on his timeline, that was somewhere yesterday in the morning, and he shared this with the world. And this morning, he has expatiated it for you to even understand more. Highlife, Professor, come on the mic here. Highlife Professorial. That is Dada Afko. Yeah, he is the Highlife engineer. Afko, do you agree with most of the points Mike Yamwa raised on his timeline? 10 of them.
Sorry. Before I start, I gave some song to
DJ Sticker. Okay.
We played that song.
How many did you give to him?
Just one.
Oh,
I just want us to listen to just a piece of it.
Okay. What is about the song? Give us the background of the song so we listen to it.
No, Manimbo.
Yes. Hey, okay. I am under orders for the first time. No problem. DJ Sticker, do the work of that half. My baby, let me funny. My baby, let me funny.
What genre of music is this?
This is more Highlife for me.
This is where the conversation comes to play. This is not a Highlife song.
Even despite the...
You see, this is where the conversation and the bigger picture comes to play now. You see, this song is by a Cuban artist called Perez Prado. This song was released in somewhere around 1963. Perez Prado and his orchestra. This song, it became a big hit in America. It was from this song that Anampedu did. Kofin Krabia na medina, Krabia na medina miwi asim. Wow. You can hear the makeup on pata. The sound be seen that. Yes. The same song birthed Flavors Ashawo. So, if there is nothing identifiable and there's nothing Ghanaian in a song, that would tell anybody that this is from Ghana. We can't even claim Highlife. So say Highlife. I'm not watching say Highlife. You see?
Because Highlife.
So when the identity of our music, this is where Yempeni is missing the whole picture. No. Because to say when you go to Cuba and you go and play this, think it's all about Highlife. To them, no, it is mambo. You see that then?
Wait, let's do this discussion. Maybe in their language they will call it mambo, but when you come to Ghana, because it is the same instrument we used to play Highlife being used in playing this mambo in Cuba, we call it Highlife.
You see, the Highlife was had influences from the West. The jazzy horns and the lead rhythm guitar. Okay, do you know what will make this song sound Ghanaian? The way now what amponsa guitar to swap.
Yes.
It is Ghanaian because that Amponsan guitar, no, it is only played in Ghana. Every people have the way they play their own guitars. You see, Kandabongo man them, so musi so no. When you hear their guitars, you know the Kologo guitar. When even the Ivorians, the Francophone countries, when you hear their guitar, you know Ghana will get. You have a guitar style that you play. We have the Sichi, we have the Amponsan, we have the your friend is saying the Kwao. We have it immediately. When you have the two new movies, it becomes a. You see, Kofi B small brother. The guitar, no, yes, I'm a hip hop song. You see, Kim Promise, I'll be selfish with you. I don't want to make it go, I want to make it say, the guitar, no. You see, so you can have a conversation and say that the guitar alone can't bear the Highlife song, but you can't also take it out. Our music is suffering. We don't have, our music is having identity crisis because the aye bono, your friend Highlife one, go for Bobby, baby, like the song.
And no more friend Dean for friend, not just as your friend side Dean.
So then you can't, so you can't claim it. You can't claim it. Then the money you would.
No, we are not claiming it. We are identifying ours.
Sammy, then a woman would then a woman money you Ghana say. No,
Nigeria
you see, the whole point is that the same instruments now airborne. And now no. Who bought the same thing? And I was saying then the mouth and distinct feeling.
Identity keke.
No.
I say cram maybe. Now be a one who come and be your son about fraud the enemy. No friend the enemy.
When you go to America, we have West Coast hip hop, we have East Coast hip hop, we have South Side hip hop. Nini na hip hop but the ebe bono you baby a fiba. Yesterday I put up a post. I said Fufu has evolved to become Banku. All are swallowed, just a little color change. Can Fufu ever evolve to become Banku? I didn't know today, these days, when you go and Oko sound like Otawacha, people want their Awache in area. Why? Why do people always say that Ombedi for Mupeni aya wo your friend is saying woman will room instead of need fufu. I didn't know you did or you perceive chimokunu with a instead of blending it. You can't leave your root behind. No matter baby we are your root, you can never leave it behind. Look, yesterday I was a little bit disappointed in Israelite. That one is for another time. He's a senior journalist. You're going to interview Professor John Collins about Highlife music. You must do your research. And when you get there and you tell him that you are going to play him all the songs in the Highlife category, it gets to you and you say, okay, that one I'm not sure. Let's move to the next one. Because
he's not sure how.
I don't know.
He's not sure it's a Highlife song.
I don't know. I don't know what he wanted to mean. But he informed me that it means that you went there to do the interview to play songs here or there. Yes. Or the ones that
the song that will give him the necessary attention.
Yes, and so I was very disappointed in him, but that one is for another day. Now, when the interview was done, I chanced on the video. Tony Asankuma, big up to you. He tagged me in the video, so I copied the video, then I put it in the Highlife group yesterday morning. They didn't start your group name, I started it. When he came into the group, we had a lot of opinions. Uncle Rex Bermu, that's why he said 90%. Then, this one I was telling Massive to look for Mr. Mike Cook and interview him. Mr. Mike Cook threw some light on the issue. He said that just like jazz, we have traditional jazz, we have this, we have that. We need to differentiate between the authentic Highlife music and the contemporary ones. So Kwame doesn't even came to say from Famano because contemporary means that it is happening now.
Yeah.
So we need to find a new name for it. Either than that, we will lose our roots. Look, 10 years from now, how are we going to present Highlife to the young kids who will be coming? If we can have, I'm not hating on anybody. Like I said, hate the game, don't hate the player. All these songs, when Israeli played Kiddie Stand Up, no, it's not.
Yeah. Some of them when he started,
yes,
no.
Ya can't same way ya can. nobody needs to teach any Ghanaian what a high life song is. We were born into it, we were raised with it, we grew up with it. Adentina Yebewuntiena is a 2018 song, but people hear it almost say a high life. When somebody says that high life can't sound like the old, it has evolved, it has to sound. Adentina fall down both say oh with a high life, but it's a 2019 song. Why? The evolvement in it does not mean say it must evolve to become Afro pop. Reggae has evolved, it has evolved, no? It hasn't evolved to become high life.
It is still kuchoko.
Exactly. Hip hop has evolved, funk has evolved, it has never evolved to become high life. It has evolved, yes, play with some modern certain things, but certain key elements, you can't take them off. You can't take them out. You see this man song we are playing now? The old Ghana say Ghana de bibi Papa ne de ne wo mu bi. This is Perez Prado 1963. It's in there. The song became a hit somewhere in America around the 70s. Sana Nampedu Kofi Krabia song. It came out around 1972. So it will inform you that every crow no crown so no upon hakakra. Yeah. But when you listen to that song, no, the amponsa guitar need them. So when you put this one in Nampedu, you say Nampedu's own had the guitar. Why the Ghanaian no. What I say here in this industry, the people on the front line, they can't make a change. Those at the back can make a change. The people on the front line won't allow those at the back to come to the front. That has been the problem. So whatever they know, I won't mean change, they still want to hold on to it. So if you have a voice at the back, your mouth voice in Twitter now. When you speak, nobody will hear. Yes, you need to have you need to have a big voice to be able to.
Like what? Instagram.
Twitter. The Twitter. Look, me and Sadiq and Nana Radio, we did Muse Africa. We talked about high life.
Yeah.
When I started speaking, saying all these things, nobody supported me. Lone Ranger, okay. Sometimes me and Park we go up and up. Once in a while, me and Kumi, Kwamizagi will join. But Obian shut down. When Professor Collins opened this chapter, now people start realizing
the awakening is
yes,
in.
Everybody is woke. Like it's like you took cocaine and go a month for so. So now Muse Africa, they are planning to have a bigger platform where they can have panelists. They bit me expand it, for other people to join so that we do this debate. So I mean, the bigger picture is that we must protect our music, protect our culture. Look, a foreigner must be able to take a Ghana song and do a remix or maybe sample. You see, Quincy Jones came to Ghana. When he came, no bread, bro, bye, I don't know the choir Michael Jackson. Why? Ghana, one friend a high life for who? One friend a high life.
No, but you don't expect him to call it.
No, because the point I'm raising is when they tap into ours, they will pull it into their genre. When we tap into somebody, their players in their high life music has evolved. I don't know how they are evolving. I'm on Funko friend or something different. Let's believe in what. Yesterday somebody sent me a message and said that, bro, I've worked with these university students who are pursuing music. Charlie, when you go and mention high life, they go beat you. They know they believe. They believe in foreign genre near there. So well, because me too, I had doubts about it. But Sammy, if we don't sit down and see, most of the problems in this country is decision making. Decisions be country we are backwards because we miss our culture. Until the year 2000, Ghana you're proud of wearing African wear. First, your public functioning engagements and the money you should suit.
The friend of Adjua Hanky.
Yes,
Adjua Yankee.
We'll laugh you.
What's your unia?
Yes, we'll laugh at you. You see, first, what was suit? What was you? The decra who took our coverage, what was suit? Nancy and Nigeria for the mass influence in the bias. So made us, when you watch Nigerian movies, had that impact on us. No one said, you have to be proud and wear kente and I'm saying African wear ababeye normal. So I mean, we need to chase the roots of our music. Now we have divided attentions. As much as say, I like what Prof said that we need to have an expert board outside the board, where when the board makes a decision, we take it to them
to help us with the understanding.
To classification. Yesterday, my cook said a lot. He said, if we, and Loving C of Kumasi, formerly of Capital, he said that we need to clearly define. There must be a distinct that okay, this is our high life. The new ones now, Bano, is Afro High Life. So when an award scheme comes, we have the Afro High Life category, then we have High Life category. Because Kwame Eugene will be an Afro High Life artist who sometimes will do an authentic High Life song. It's normal. Like Shatta can do an authentic High Life song. Just like me, I can wake up one day and do a hip hop song. It can come and get a nomination into the hip hop song of the year, and then I'll win to become the hip hop song of the year winner that I have to. But not be a High Life artist. It's normal. Most of Lumba songs were funk. When you listen to most of Lumba songs were funk. It was pop. It was a pop at the end. And when you because at that time, there was nobody to point it to them say we in your High Life. So that time, this generation happens to be generational. So if we are not able to effect a change, and no,
okay,
we doom. And maybe I may say this High Life thing, fanatism. Obi a person can favor the artist. Somebody, Justina sent me a song from Nkoko. She was on radio. She sent me some R&B song, and then she said, "This is my highlight song of the year." And we all laughed because she was like, "Yeah, that's how it's going to be." Now, unya Bobby big a crave now they
now we're defining a
high life. Nobody can change it. That thing has to stop. We need to have a way of doing this. Let's make sure that we know say High Life buy in him. Me after the awards now, you saw it on social media. A lot of people said, "Oh, you cheat you should have won." It means that the public knows what High Life is. And you'll be like what you'll be. We grew up, we listened to it and all. It's info from my new ones now. When you play Wish Me Well, it's Afro pop song. Afro pop straight. Changing I just saw what you say Ceciano and your man for two now, the young High Life. Yes, it can be. Prof says something. Look, Adia Chevio, ni beg many months, this one frame you. It's a High Life song. Pure High Life song. So, Senka Sadianka, you didn't know bedding. The Papa High Life. Into this year, Senka wireless city, a gospel. You understand? So, okay. I think that clearly in the summer, we need to set an agenda. And until we do that, we will lose our culture forever. And years to come, other countries will come and have impact on us. Then we will forget about where we are coming from, and it will never be.
Okay, thank you. That I have cool. Bring it to Ghana, and it will be High Life. We don't have to call it mambo. No. When you bring it to Ghana, because of the structure of the song, because of the instrumentation, we will call it High Life. We will not call it mambo because what? Somebody used the same instrument. Of course, it is the same keyboard we are using to play any song. Go to the Francophone countries. They are using the same keyboard, but then they play their own keys and tunes. Come to Ghana, we also play our own keys and tunes. But then ours is High Life, and they might call them their songs that is Francophone. So Hafko, good education is given to us, but I still think that if what is playing, the Perez Prado song, if you should record anything like this, with the same instrumentation, we will call it High Life and not mambo.
But I almost said time and I mean I say friend mambo no. High Life.
Of course. Of course. It is High Life.
We need to distinguish between our music and others. Okay. Until then, your music need identity. What you say? When you mention South Africa, you say Kwaito music. Kwaito no be close to that. No. The Francophone. Francophone mean we Francophone pa. Tama near Lucky Duba, near for the soil, near for Jamaica. We never knew that he was an African, even Alpha Blondie, because of the reggae. Because Obian himself reggae, the unya tip, I could the phone him more. Sana say, yes, I High Life, the unya tip,
Ghana.
But some
Thank you so much, Dada Havko. Dela Butri is listening to us.
Yes.
He celebrated his birthday yesterday, so happy belated birthday to you, Dela Butri. And he's saying that I agree with Dada Havko. That is what Dela Butri is saying. He's also a senior musician. He's saying, I agree with Dada Havko. Now, Zali Hali, the Nubian goddess, says, Sami, music is evolving doesn't mean we should not keep the heritage. We may lose. If you go to Europe, all the Ghanaian Highlife songs are real Highlife. I know you are playing the devil's advocate. I was also disappointed in Israel. Lie to for the same reason Dada Havko is saying. Oh, Prof. See, I said, "When I'm not getting to confusion, to me,
that's I'm only VGMA. It do me on the scene in the scratch here.
I know, but only the one.
I'm up with sabotage.
But Sam, you see, the conversation should go beyond her life. Should go beyond her life and then do the general classification. Because some what even do baby a can say Ghana be anywhere you dance hall. Because dance hall you need na
Afropop.
Yes, Achia. Why? Because in their attempt to also Ghanaianize it. Yes, in the warrior, yes, there's a lot of Ghanaian elements fusing into our music. Every genre we find ourselves. It's not just a high life conversation. But my major win is the classification. Let's properly classify our music. And that's the way forward.
Alright, thank you so much, guys. I'm sure you end this discussion here to enter into another interview. And that I have called my Kiamwa. I'm saying, I was here, the Moko Campo.